Amid the dark shores of Delaware, as the moon rises, millions of prehistoric creatures begin to move. They carry steel armor on their backs, eyes like jade, and bright blue blood, the most expensive blood on the planet. People call them horseshoe crab, a species that survived 5 extinctions, older than the dinosaurs. But now the predator is coming. Not sharks, not killer dolphins, but humans. They hunt not for meat, but for blood, a liquid that could save the lives of billions of people. Every year, millions of them are caught, bled, and released back into the sea, a bizarre ritual between the science and survival. And behind that blue blood is a biological empire worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The Discover Horseshoe Crab Invasion. How 30 million crabs fuel a $100 million biomedical empire. The waves close their breeding night, and as the sun rises, another world awaits them. A world of test tubes and needles. Inside that rough shell is a miracle that science calls LAL, Limulus amebocyte lysate. It is the only compound that can detect bacterial toxins in injections, vaccines, or any medical device that touches the human body. Blood of horseshoe crab, not red, but blue, a cold, metallic blue, containing the ability to preserve modern life. Hundreds of thousands of individuals are harvested each year. Needles are inserted deeply, draining 30% of the blood, a liquid valued at about $60,000 a gallon.
The cell structure is degrading faster than anticipated. Check the sequencing again. We might be missing something.
$60,000 per gallon. That is the staggering economic worth of this blue fluid.
They are then released back into the ocean, weak, sluggish, and many never survive. From the sands of Delaware Bay to vaccine lines across America, the blue blood of prehistoric times became the foundation for modern medicine. A creature that has survived 450 million years of evolution now has a mission to save humanity, and that very mission is pushing them to the brink of extinction. Before dawn, the Delaware Sea was still covered in mist. Small boats turned on their lights and quietly left the dock as if entering a secret ritual that had been repeated for decades.
Stack those tighter on the starboard
They
side.
went in search
Make
of
sure the
something
bait's
else.
secure. Get that line
Blood,
secure. All right,
a
Cap.
liquid more valuable than
Bait's in the next
gold,
one.
which could save billions of lives, but which kills millions of
What's the line?
animals every year.
Ready with that connect. Get that secured now. Careful with the surge. Ah! All right, bring it down. Watch your feet. That's a heavy haul.
All right, biotech permit GSO4, signature clear.
Yeah, everything's in order for
The fishermen are licensed by biological companies. They work between night tides, where horseshoe crab crawl up onto the sand to breed, thousands of them crowding together, their shells clanking together like metal.
Pull the net slowly now. It's caught on something near the rock.
Keep moving left.
Careful with that rope.
All right, almost there.
How many do we have so far?
Fishermen
Almost
lifted
enough for the
each
first
one weighing more than 3 pounds
The
and
tide is
put it
coming
into
in
a
fast.
plastic bucket. There was no loud engine noise, only the sound of waves breathing and the cold, dry
Got another
sound
big
of
one
the
here?
bucket
Yeah,
hitting
toss it
the
in the
bucket.
bin.
On a good night, they can collect several thousand, each containing a few ounces of blue blood. A gallon of blood can test millions of vaccines and can also make a fortune. As the sun rises, the plastic containers are filled, sealed, and driven straight to the biofactory. The blood is drawn within a few hours, as every minute that passes reduces the activity of the precious LAL compound. The journey from sea to lab is fast, cold, and precise, like the assembly line of an industry powered by life. But behind that speed is a silent price. Many crabs, after having 30% of their health drained, are returned to the sea in a weakened state. They are easily swept away by waves, disoriented, or die within a few days. The mortality rate is estimated to be as high as 30%, meaning hundreds of thousands of individuals never return. On the calm sea, people still see the corpses of crabs drifting ashore, upside down, in the sunlight. A cycle has just begun and closed again, where the blood of prehistoric creatures continues to flow in human test tubes. The hunt is over, but the blue blood continues its journey from the ocean to the hospital, from ancient life to modern medicine. From the quiet tidal zone, where green blood becomes liquid medical gold, the human journey continues deeper into the ocean. In the frigid depths off the coast of Japan, another creature is attracting attention, not for its blood, but for its enormous size and commercial value. Once considered a symbol of the deep sea and longevity, it is now a sought-after target in the multi-million-dollar seafood industry. If the blue blood of horseshoe crabs is the invisible empire of medicine, then spider crabs are the visible empire of commerce, where value, power, and greed intersect at depths few have ever set foot. That is Japanese spider crab, the largest crustacean on the planet, with a leg span that can exceed 12 feet. Once considered a symbol of the deep sea and longevity, it is now a sought-after target in the multi-million-dollar seafood industry. And once again, the old question arises. To what limit can humans exploit marine life to nourish their own world? Amid the cold mists of Suruga Bay, Japan, where the seabed is more than 1,000 feet dark, giant shadows move slowly like ancient machines. That is Japanese spider crab, the world's largest crustacean, can weigh up to 40 pounds, longer strides 12 feet, and live more 100 years in natural conditions. But today, that biological value has turned into something else, commercial value. Before dawn, long, slender wooden boats left Numazu Harbor. The Suruga Sea was calm for a moment, then quickly became choppy. The ocean is changing. More offshore 30 miles, the north wind blows strongly. The temperature is only a few degrees Celsius. Fishermen call it the silent zone, where the radio signal weakens, and only the sound of the engine and the sound of waves hitting the side of the boat remains. They began to release. The steel trap cage weighs nearly 200 pounds, each tethered to a cable hundreds of feet long, lowered to the deep sea floor 1,500 feet. The job seems simple, but each wrong move can cause the line to tangle, the cage to break, or worse, drag the fishermen into the cold sea. On deck, every move is precisely calculated. One slip while pulling in a heavy net could be the final straw. As the tide turned, the waves began to stand up. The small ship listed slowly. Seawater poured over the deck, soaking the rubber raincoats of the entire crew. The steel winch screeched, pulling the cable taut to its limit. From the depths, the traps began to slowly rise, heavy, swaying with the waves. Then from the dark water, long claws appeared, giant spider crab, shaking violently, reflecting the dim light of dawn. Every time he lifted one up, the captain shouted like a ritual between man and sea. The crabs were put into cold water tanks. The fishermen's hands were purple from the cold. Each crab could be sold 300 to 500 USD, but sometimes a 20-hour trip only yields a few qualified fish. As the fishing boats returned to New Mazu port, the harbor was filled with salt air and the sound of sirens. Dozens of crates of giant spider crabs were unloaded, each with a 2-meter-long leg swinging in time with the crane. But their journey was not over. As soon as they left the deck, these creatures entered another world, the world of cold chain industry. Inside the processing plant located near the coast of Shizuoka, the temperature is maintained at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. the air was thick with the smell of salt and metal. Workers in thick protective suits and insulated gloves moved quickly between rows of giant stainless steel tanks. Spider crabs are washed 3 times with filtered seawater, then put in cold air anesthesia chamber, a measure to help reduce stress and avoid broken legs during handling. Then each one was brought in high-pressure steam tank, keeping the original flavor of the meat without breaking the shell. This process lasts for the right amount of time, 18 minutes, controlled by electronic clock. A small deviation in temperature or time can cost the entire shipment tens of thousands of dollars. Once steamed, the crabs are immediately dipped in shock bath. Helps the meat shrink, keeping it juicy and firm in texture. Japanese maritime economic experts call this industry between two worlds, goes between traditional culture and modern market. At plants like these, centuries of fishing and seafood processing heritage are reshaped by automated technology and transcontinental cold supply chains. But not all is perfect. Environmental organizations have repeatedly warned about amount of bio-waste generated from the seafood processing industry, especially salty wastewater and discarded shells. The average plant discharges tens of thousands of gallons of brine each day, containing proteins and organic matter that are difficult to decompose. Japan has issued strict regulations requiring the recycling or biological treatment of these byproducts, but not all facilities have the funds to fully comply. Amidst the ice and raging waves, giant spider crabs are still pulled up from the depths, each heavy claw, each life exchanged for sweat and blood. Far out at sea, where the sun has not yet reached the bottom of the water, horseshoe crabs still crawl silently on the sand, a creature older than dinosaurs, carrying blue blood that humans consider liquid gold. On one side is a life-or-death hunt in the snowstorms of the North Pacific. On the other side is a journey to harvest blood for modern medicine. Both are about ambition and limits, about what people are willing to trade for profit and knowledge. Because whether it's blue blood or red blood, in the end, they all blend into one single color, the cold gray of the ocean, where humans are just a small part in the endless flow of life.